Get faster internet speeds for free when you get TV, internet, and phone. Ask for Trio from Rev.
Join the revolution.
Coming up tonight on our news.
F&M Senator Dr. Dwayne Sands responds to calls for him to resign. That and more tonight on our news.
The Butler-Sands team is looking to get the support of the former Prime Minister. That story coming up.
Former Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett says same-sex marriage is not something the Bahamas can continue to ignore. That story is straight ahead.
Welcome to our news. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, amid a call for the resignation of Free National Movement leadership candidate Dr. Dwayne Sands, one half of the Butler and Sands leadership team is lashing out at former Cabinet Minister Tennyson Wells. Giorgio Sturp reports.
Following a call by former F&M Cabinet Minister Tennyson Wells for F&M Senator Dr. Dwayne Sands to resign from Senate and hand over his Elizabeth nomination immediately, Sands says Wells should be the last person to comment on party loyalty. Sands says he finds it funny that Wells would question his loyalty to the F&M when he doesn't have the best history of supporting the party.
One of the last people in the world to give advice in or about the F&M is Tennyson Wells. And I think Bahamian people would do well to know what his personal history is, because as a member, sitting member of the Ingram cabinet, he actively sought the position as of leader and prime minister during that tenure. So this is a matter of don't do as I say, not as I do.
Wells was commenting on Sands' assertion that he would resign from the Senate if F&M leader Dr. Hubert Ingram retains the top post following the party's convention next month. Sands had this to say today.
He has been motivated historically by personal gain. And so now his newfound love for the Free National Movement, and he is very clear, he doesn't support the Free National Movement, he supports Dr. Hubert Ingram. And he'll tell you that over and over and over, that he will vote for Dr. Minnis. But if Dr. Minnis is not there, he is not supporting the Free National Movement. Well, Mr. Wells, are you an F&M? Are you not an F&M? Because certainly the last election, you openly campaigned for the PLP.
Sands says he accepted the Senate appointment out of respect, but the party leader still has the last say.
As I've said, I believe that the honorable thing to do would be to offer my resignation. I think it's a matter of acknowledging that senators in the Bahamas serve at the pleasure of the leader. So whomever is the leader has the unfettered right to choose.
Reporting for our news, I'm Giorgio Sturp.
Thanks, Giorgio. Well, the Butler-Sands team will be seeking the endorsement of former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram as it seeks to secure two top posts within the Free National Movement. Jasmine Brown has details in this report.
Butler Turner says while they are hoping to get an endorsement from the former Prime Minister, he will be among many people who they hope will support them.
We will try to get the endorsement of every right-thinking Bahamian, including whom we consider the greatest prime minister this Bahamas has ever seen, Mr. Hubert Alexander Ingram.
Butler Turner is running for leader of the F&M, while Sands is running for deputy leader. The pair ran for those positions at the party's last convention in 2014, but were beaten by Dr. Hubert Ingram and Peter Turnquest. When asked if she believes they will get Ingram's endorsement, Butler Turner says that remains to be seen.
I believe that Mr. Ingram speaks very clearly for himself, and I'm sure that when he's ready to endorse anyone, if he will, you will hear from him.
There have even been rumors that Ingram would be returning to frontline politics after he made public appearances in recent weeks. One of those appearances was at Dr. Sands' swearing-in ceremony at the Senate earlier this month. When asked what he thought about the public interest concerning Ingram, Sands said this.
Well, in the Bahamas, when Hubert Ingram talks, people listen. And it is absolutely electric. And he can say over and over and over again that he is retired. I can say over and over and over again that he is retired. But until the fat lady sings, people in the Bahamas are going to wonder.
The official launch of the Butler Sands campaign is set for July 6 in Rawson Square. The three-day F&M convention is slated to kick off on July 27th. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Thanks, Jasmine. Marathon MP and Minister of Education, Science and Technology Jerome Fitzgerald says he has no regrets about the way he and the government handled the Rubis fuel leak. Appearing as a guest on the Guardian radio talk show, The Revolution, with host Juan McCartney, Fitzgerald defended his handling of the matter in the face of questions as to why government didn't inform residents about the risks associated with that fuel spill earlier.
I do not go and reveal stuff that happens in cabinet, but from our standpoint, there was nothing in the report to hide. We didn't cause the oil leak. Jerome Fitzgerald didn't cause the oil leak. From the Ministry of the Environment and the Ministry of Health, particularly the Ministry of Environment, the record is clear that as soon as the Ministry of Environment found out what had happened, they moved expeditiously with speed to address the issue and brought in Black and Veatch immediately to start to advise us as to the recommendations. Those recommendations were then followed through.
The government came under fire last year after the Attorney General's office released to the public a consultant's report concerning the fuel leak a full year after receiving it. The spill occurred in late 2012, early 2013. The government received the report in February 2014. It was released to the public on April 17, 2015. The report concluded that residents who live and work near the gas station were exposed to chemicals that could create health risks.
Let's get the facts straight. Cabinet had the report, reviewed the report, agreed to release the report, and sent it to the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General's office sat on the report. And from what I understand, the Attorney General has asked Justice Strawn to review to see what the breakdown was in the Attorney General's office as to why the report was not released. So that didn't sit in cabinet. It sat in cabinet for less than 2 weeks when we reviewed it, and we made a decision to send it out. That's the facts.
Okay, sure.
And so you know that's the fact.
On May 3, 2015, the government released a statement expressing sincere regret for delaying the release of that report. On May 4, 2015, the Attorney General said the government had nothing to hide in relation to the fuel spill and apologized for not releasing the report sooner. Well, in other news, the Bahamas cannot continue to ignore the issue of same-sex marriage, according to former Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett, who is expressing his support of comments by Court of Appeal President Dame Anita Allen, who suggested the law may be open to gay marriage. Dana Smith reports.
Sir Michael said the issue of same-sex marriage must be addressed, and although that's not something that could happen 5 or even 10 years from now, he suspects Parliament will have to tackle the matter in the not-too-distant future.
It may not be today, it may not be in the next 5 years, it may not even be in the next 10 years. But I do believe eventually it is a matter that the people of the Bahamas, and in particular the Parliament of the Bahamas, will have to address.
Sir Michael was asked his thoughts on remarks by Dame Anita, who suggested that all Bahamians should be equal under the law, including same-sex couples who want to marry. Her comments sparked controversy in some quarters, with Pastor Lyle Bethel dubbing them inappropriate and Marco City MP Greg Moss calling them troubling. But Sir Michael noted that attitudes towards homosexuality are shifting, suggesting people are becoming more open to the idea.
I believe that the attitudes towards homosexuality are radically different today than they were 20, 30, 40 years ago. And you would find that people of your generation, my children and those after them, their views are much different from the views of my generation.
Sir Michael said we cannot pretend that over time, as society changes and attitudes change, that Parliament will not be required to address those changing attitudes. It only serves to reason, he explained, that people 20 or 30 years from now will look at things differently than we do today.
The lecture by Dame Anita was an important contribution to a debate that must take place in the Bahamas.
Sir Michael said Dame Anita's comments were a thoughtful consideration of the law, designed to stimulate debate on a dispassionate level and to encourage society to address the important need of law reform in the area of family law. Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Thanks, Dana. Still to come, steady progress on the National Development Plan. But first,
Foreign Affairs and Immigration Minister Fred Mitchell explains the implications of Brexit on the Bahamas. That story coming up.
That's coming up when our news returns.